beer nerds, Amanda Alch here. I am your host and guide into the awesome world of craft beers from Dallas, Texas to around the country. This is Brew for You. Cheers.
Do you miss me at all? Why don't you pick up the phone and give your big old daddy a call?
Hey Beer Army, we are with Kyle from Deschutes, who's going to give us a little tasting of some of the beers that you guys are featuring.
Yes.
And also tell us a little something about the brewery. Now, I know you guys started in 1988, which is wonderful. You guys are out of Bend, Oregon, and
Correct.
definitely the culture there and the wonderful scenery plays a big impact in your beer.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, Bend before was a logging community, and when the logging industry kind of fell through, it was really looking for something to revitalize it, and Gary Fish, really just wanted to open up a pub and kind of bring the community together. That's really how Deschutes started. That's kind of why our new messaging is worth sharing, because beer is supposed to be made to share between people and bring people together.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And you guys also really feature your community with your beers. In fact, you have the Jubal Ale, which is a winter warmer, where you actually do a contest to be able to feature somebody as an artist on the front of the Jubal Ale each year. Mm-hmm. Tell me something about that.
Well, it started at about '94. We started having a local artist compete to be the new label for the Jubal Ale. So going as far back as 1994 up to this date, the winning artist this year, her name was Taylor Rose, and she painted a beautiful winter picture, and it's kind of like the what we look for, like something that depicts what the winters feel like and what Jubal Ale kind of feels like when you have it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we're gonna try some beers today. What do you got? What do you got for me to try?
Well, today at Street Drafthouse, we're featuring 3 of our Deschutes beers. We got our Chain Breaker, because it's for the pedal and pour pub crawl.
Yes.
You can't have a bike pub crawl without Chain Breaker White IPA.
No, you cannot. And I love this beer. I think it's a super, super accessible IPA.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people enter the world of IPAs and can be a little daunting with the sort of pine and big hops, Cascade hops. This beer is actually a lot more subtle and really, really drinkable, very delicious.
All very true. We tried to go off a little bit of the beaten path and married 2 different styles together. It was born out of a collaboration we did with Boulevard Brewing Company, and we just wanted to marry like that Belgian wit, citrus, and coriander with the kind of like a little bit of American hops to give it a little bit of a citrus burst at the end. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, what do you got next?
We have the delicious fresh squeezed IPA. This has been a big hit for us, and if you haven't had it yet, you need to do yourself a service and have it. It's just big notes of like tropical fruit, a little bit of orange to it. It's very also accessible IPA. I feel it's the IPA that IPA lovers and non-IPA lovers can both agree on.
This is fabulous. Really crisp, really clean. Definitely a lot of tropical fruit. I taste even like maybe some pineapple in there. Really good. And another beer that's really accessible for people to drink. Delicious. All right, what do we got last?
And last, we've got our newest one. Just came out, the Pine Drops IPA. We tried to look and be almost like a Mary of West Coast style with almost the new bright grapefruit.
Right, absolutely.
So there's a lot of Chinook and Equinox, some old school hops in it. So you'll get big notes of pine needles and resin, a little earth off the top, but it finishes very bright, light, and grapefruit.
Perfect. Oh, that's delicious. No, this beer is fantastic. I definitely taste a lot of grapefruit and definitely that pine and resin that you mentioned. Both very inherent notes to an IPA. But this one's really nice because it's kind of got some like toastiness in there as well, a little bready kind of taste, which mellows it out a little bit. So it's very clean, very crisp. Now, while we're here, I guess the last thing I have to mention, we're in the Woody, which has taken kind of an American tour.
Oh yeah, no, Woody is all across the country.
Well, I have to say, I'm really impressed with all 3 of the IPAs that you showed me, all distinctly different. You guys have a wonderful lineup of 9, definitely the 9 sort of featured beers that you guys have year-round, year-round beers. And then you guys have some incredible seasonals as well. I'm so happy that I got to talk to you, Kyle. This is just a blast today, so I'm glad to be here, and it was awesome to talk to you.
I'm honored to talk to you.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I want to take a ride in this thing. This is fun.
Chase,
all right.
fire up.
Yeah.
We're going.
Bye. Michael, who bartends at Street Drafthouse, and he's going to tell us a little bit today about the awesome events that are going on here, and then as well about what we've got going on today. We've got Pedal and Pour. How cool is this for you?
Pedal and Pour is pretty cool, actually. This is the second time these guys have come through. They came down in April. It was a smaller event, and this time they really showed up. They brought the wooden barrel and brought a bunch of folks, and this is just a much larger bike ride. And I think they're doing something like 9 or 10 stops throughout town, so that's really
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah.
You guys are also, what's really cool is you guys have a super kind of rustic, almost like vintage vibe on the inside.
Right, it's kind of like drinking at your grandmother's house.
Yeah.
If your grandmother's not around and she left the brandy out, maybe. But we're kind of like going for that. Old furniture, old lamps, antiques, pictures of people that nobody knows.
Yeah, it's like it is. This is definitely in Denton a local watering hole. Is it cool to work here?
It's pretty cool to work here. Yeah, I've been here just about the entirety that we've been open, and it's been awesome every time.
Okay, so Michael, how many beers do you have on tap at Oak Street?
We got 48 beers at our bar inside, and another 24 outside, so it's a total of 72 beers.
It's
a
busy.
couple more are repeated, but they're mostly 72 individual beers, and we have like another 110 on can and bottle.
Wow,
It's a
110?
Pretty huge selection.
Holy smokes, beers from all over America.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yes.
We try to concentrate mostly on beers from Texas, and particularly this part of Texas. And I think we represent about 20 Texas breweries, most of which come from this area.
Well, we've got more locations to come. It's going to be a fun day. So get on your bike. Let's go.
Lord, I just can't help crying. Love.
We cannot do Pedal and Pour without amazing bikes, and DLO Republic is actually featuring some bikes at this event, which is amazing. We were talking to Nick, who's awesome. He actually works there, and he's going to give us a little kind of preview of some of the bikes that you guys have. But you're also going to tell us a little bit about the bikes that you feature at your store.
Absolutely. Two main brands that we carry are Cannondale and Salsa. We actually have a Salsa bike right here. And Salsa's entire motto is adventure by bike, and it really ties in with what we're about as well. It's about riding on kind of off the beaten path kind of routes. So instead of just riding where there's pavement, you can ride anywhere, and this bike really typifies that. This is the Fargo. It's actually a customer of ours bike. And the idea behind this bike, if you look at it, it looks a lot like a mountain bike, but then it's got road bike handlebars.
Wow.
So what this bike is made for is what Salsa likes to call backcountry touring.
Okay.
So long distance rides off-road, and they'll have all kinds of bags on the bike, and they can actually carry, if they want to, they can carry a tent and a sleeping bag and,
Amazing.
a bivvy, all kinds of stuff. So they could actually completely self-supported ride for multiple days in the middle of nowhere.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
You guys also do bikes that are a little bit more for sort of main road.
Yeah, family bikes and
family
hybrids
bikes.
and kids bikes.
Absolutely.
And a little bit of everything.
So
Yeah.
one of the bikes that you feature is actually my bike that
Yeah.
I got from you guys.
Yep, that's right.
And this is I love it so much. It's very retro in feel. Has the little, obviously the little bell, and then definitely the we've got the little basket in there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something about that?
Sure, yeah. This is made by a company called Reed out of Australia, and they're actually relatively new to North America. The sole distributor of Reed is a company called Hans Johnson that is actually based in Dallas, Texas. They started in Dallas, Texas over 100 years ago.
Wow.
And they are still family owned. And they brought this brand in because there was kind of this gap in the market in the cycling industry where there weren't really, you couldn't get a bike that you could just go out and ride and have fun for less than like $400 or $500. And these bikes are like $300. And they're really nice.
Awesome.
They're easy to ride, they're pretty, they're fun. They've got accessories for them, so you can accessorize them, and you can do it without breaking the bank. So
Absolutely.
it was a no-brainer for us to bring this brand in.
It's a cool gift for Christmas. We're
Yeah.
approaching the holidays, so
Sure,
it's just
absolutely.
it's awesome.
And they come in all kinds of cool colors too.
Yes. So where can people find you? What are your hours, and who can they talk to be able to get a great bike?
Well, they can talk to anybody in the store. We've got a really great staff. Everybody is really knowledgeable and helpful and friendly. But we are on 219 Fort Worth Drive. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and Sunday, noon to 5.
All right, well, Nick, I am ready to take my bike on the road. And so I
do it.
love talking to you, but I need to get to Denton. I'm ready for more beer and
right.
more fun on my awesome bike.
Go have fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let's go.
How things go for you today. Don't you miss her?
Hey Beer Army, welcome back. I'm Amanda and we are at Barron's Brew Works. This is an amazing place. You guys have so much equipment to do home brewing here. We're actually with Dennis, who's the owner, and he supplies everything you need to get started.
Everything you need, from the equipment to the ingredients, yeast, hops, everything to brew your own beer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys were you opened up in a really great spot because people were driving from Denton to all the way to Carrollton to be able to get their homebrew supplies, and now they have a place that's so much closer and accessible.
Right, you don't need to drive 25 miles down congested highway. You got a place right here at home.
People get a little nervous about starting home brewing because they think it's a huge undertaking. What would you say to them? What kind of kit would they start out with that would be really easy to get the home brewing process started?
We have kits for the beginner, specifically designed for somebody who doesn't have anything at home. It's got all of the basic stuff you need. It doesn't have a bucket to boil water in, but you can get those pretty much anywhere. It's got the fermenter, the bottling bucket, hydrometers, thermometers, hoses, tubes, everything that you need to get started. It's really inexpensive. We have all the ingredient kits to go with it. So not only do we have the equipment, you can look on the shelves to find what type of beer you want to make. You want to make an IPA, you want to make a stout. We have all of that stuff too. We've got bottles.
That's amazing.
We've got kegging equipment.
So once people have sort of moved into the sort of intermediate level of home brewing and they're sort of done with the kits, but they want to try something a little bit more intensive, using hops and malts, actually getting the grains, what do they do to be able to begin that process?
That process, we have a full line of malted grain. So that's going to be the whole grain that has to be crushed. It's got to be steeped in hot water. Mashing is that process. And then you'll sparge that, which is rinsing it with hot water. And then you'll boil that for an hour, 90 minutes, something like that. And then we have a full line of yeast, full line of hops. There's hundreds of strains of hops. We don't carry every one of them. Same with the yeast. There's a lot that we do carry. We carry the most popular kind.
Wonderful. So you guys obviously carry mainly American hops here, probably. Am I right about that?
Primarily American hops, and the grains, on the other hand, are German, European type stuff. Because if you're going to make a German beer, you need German grain.
Yes, absolutely. German malt, it is delicious. What's really cool about malt actually is you can actually eat malt. That's kind of a side note because it's actually got some sweetness to it, which brews the sweetness, makes the sweetness in the beer come alive. So, all right, well, wonderful. Thank you, Dennis. This is a great place. We're lucky to be here. I love to homebrew myself, so this is way cool for me.
Well, you'll have to come back and get some supplies.
Absolutely. All right, well, we've got more to come, including talking to Doug from Audacity, so stay tuned for that. All right, Beer Army, we are with Doug from Audacity, Denton's amazing brewery. You guys rock out some delicious beer.
Thank you. Today
you're featuring a Berliner Weiss, which is amazing. It's definitely a sour tart, but it actually runs lower in ABV, about 3.45%.
You got it.
And it has definitely a lot of sweetness to it, but as well, it's really crisp and clean.
So we started with the Berliner Weiss. Yeah, that's your German sours, 50% wheat beer, brewed with lactobacillus to bring that lactic acid and make it tart, kind of like lemonade. Then we blended in dark cherries to bring a little of that sweetness and a little more character to it for a super tasty bike ride friendly beer.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to put people on their face before they go to the next location.
Yeah, well, that'd be a little mean. We thought about the Imperial Stout, but falling off your bike just didn't sound like fun.
No, not at all. And I would probably be disappointed in that. So, you guys brew in Denton, Texas, which is really, really cool. And do you love the location that you're in?
Oh, you can't beat Denton, Texas, absolutely. It's a phenomenal college town, phenomenal culture here. Just this morning I was talking to one of the locals that wants to paint the windows on the front of our building, all the Christmas colors with the snowmen and Santa Claus on there. I love that kind of community and that kind of spirit around here. Yeah, it's the best place to be.
All right, Doug, tell me something about the Little D series that you guys have going on at Audacity.
So you know how much we love Denton and being here in Denton. So we wanted to create kind of a seasonal beer for Denton, very Denton specific. So we come up every 3 to 4 months, we're gonna come up with a beer that is inspired by something great in our community, whether it's a local chef, a local nonprofit, teacher, or artist. Our last one was a nonprofit called Friends of the Family. They're all about helping the community heal. So we picked some flowers that were known for their healing properties, the chamomiles, the lavenders, the hibiscus.
How
Blended
beautiful.
that into a chocolate wheat to kind of make our healing chocolate wheat beer and bring more community into the beer and bring people to know what Friends of the Family is doing and all their great work.
Sure. You guys feature some really amazing beers, including the Black Widow, which I love so much.
Right.
It's delicious. Tell me about some of the other beers that you're featuring for this time of year, specifically the holidays. Like, if people are wanting something that's got some winter characteristics, nutmeg, cinnamon, those sort of delicious notes, what can they look for?
So right now our chai lager is out. That's kind of our answer to the pumpkin spice craze. Is we
Yeah.
went with the chai tea craze instead. So we have our chai lager out, and then for winter we'll have a banana bread stout coming out.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Is that going to be up your alley? Is that going to be okay?
Yes. Well, it's like two of my favorite things. Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious. Thank you, Doug, for doing amazing things for me as a beer drinker.
We had you in mind, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, you guys have been having amazing success around the city. You guys have only been open for a year, but you guys are distributing all the way around DFW, which is way cool. Do you have any plans to grow in the future?
Yeah, well, actually, Denton's been doing wonderful for us. DFW has been doing great. We're really proud of our distribution up in Wichita Falls. But in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you should see us down in Austin. So that's going to be our big new adventure.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, so good to talk to you, Doug.
You too.
I'm
Great to see you
psyched
again.
that you're here. Yeah, good to see you too.
Oh, we're always here when there's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's more fun than beer, right?
And bike riding.
And bike riding, yeah. Two together, you've got the perfect combo. This is delicious. I'm just hoping I make it through the day with all the beer that I'm gonna have. But
If you don't come back and have some more.
perfect. Sounds good. All right, on to the next location.
You and me will live on in a perfect world.
Hey Beer Army, we are back at the Loophole and we're talking to Lauren, who's an amazing beer sales rep for Upslope out of Boulder, Colorado. You're actually the first, you are the only beer sales girl that you guys have right now.
I'm the only female presently. We did have a female at one time, and she was down here in Texas. So we figured we'd keep this legacy going on with the females, but the only one currently. And you know, I'm the queen of Upslope right now. I guess you would say.
Absolutely, for sure. Now you guys actually do all of your beer out of cans. You sell them out of cans, which is really cool. There's a stigma about cans a little bit,
Yeah.
that they maybe make the beer taste different, which is not true.
It's not true. You know, everyone kind of says that having beer in cans, you get that metallic taste. That beer does not hit the metal until it leaves the can and enters your mouth, and it's not long enough to add any taste to it. You have your beer in aluminum kegs, you know, it doesn't add to that taste at all. And I think people are starting to realize that the cans are better for the beer, it's better for you. You know, you're not having any altercations with it, the light affecting the beer or anything. It lasts a lot longer. And I think it's better for the environment. We save on gas costs for packaging and everything and transportation. When we have a lot of those recreational drinkers in Colorado, and they're gonna grab a 6-pack of beer and go hiking up a mountain, they can't take bottles back with them. So being able to have those cans you can crush and transport easily really helps. And down here in Texas, it's hot all the time, so you need a can that you can cool down quickly and keep it cold for a long time. And Upslope's able to offer that to people.
That's amazing. Now I know you just said that Upslope really started had a lot of the canning going on out of Boulder, but also you guys made it for people that are really active, that are moving a lot, and cans are really easy to take on the go.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can find our beer at a lot of the ski resorts in Colorado. Just one of those things, it's easy to grab and go, and we have our Imperial IPA. It's a 10% alcohol, very strong, high ABV, high IBU beer. We put it in a 19.2 ounce can. It's our biggest beer. We put in the biggest can. It's really great to grab, go for a hike, and you just got one can, lasts you all day. You know, got to take a koozie with you to keep it cool as well.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, I think people are starting to catch on to the cans. Texas is really moving in that direction, and you know, I think I'm glad that we were ahead of it. Oscar Blues definitely put it, you know, out there for people, but I love that the can movement's still going.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you guys are featuring a beer at the Loophole today, so if you can tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have our brown ale. It is 6.7 and just still very easy drinking. I'm big on the stouts and the porters, but what I love about a brown ale is you have the lighter body, which makes it way easier to drink. I'm not a one beer chick, so you know, I want to have a couple of them, and a brown ale is perfect for that. You know, it is 40 IBU, so we did more of an English style brown. We have some English malts. We have some East Kent Goldling hops from the UK, some Cascades from America, so it is more of a bitter brown. It started off as a homebrew from our taproom manager, Chad, and it was an awful beer when he started with it, and it took a while to kind of like transform it, but he had the right idea. People love this. We just had this at Untapped Dallas yesterday, and it was amazing that people just couldn't believe that you could have such a strong malty beer. It has the wonderful coffee aroma, and it finishes off with that strong hoppiness. I think it's really true to the kind of English style. And,
Absolutely.
People are really starting to dig it in Texas.
Yeah.
It's nice. The weather's starting to change, so it's a good darker beer that really easy to drink.
Sure, definitely a lot of roasty, toasty notes in there as well. That roasted dark malt is amazing in a brown ale, and I love them as well because brown ales, like you said, they do have that lighter body, but they have a lot of the same sort of inherent notes that some of the darker beers have. They're just a little bit more accessible and easier to drink. But I love them a lot. I love that beer.
Yeah, well, thank you. You see a lot of the local DFW breweries are starting to put out the brown ales. It's becoming more of a popular style. I feel like, you know, it may have gotten kind of a bad rep at the beginning. You have some beers that just like didn't do it the right way, and we're starting to see a lot of people get that balance of the hoppiness and the maltiness, which is really nice.
And that balance is really important in all beer. You can't have a super malt forward beer without having a nice hot backbone to be able to round the beer out, or else it's going to be too sweet. And so you have to have a little bit of that bite. And I think people kind of get maybe a little bit afraid of like too much hops in their beer, but for me it's like you can't have one without the other. They're a team, gotta have both, and they are natural preservatives as well. So
that's the whole idea with Colorado beer is, you know, it's easy. It's easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
They've been around a lot longer than the Texas breweries have, so they're doing it right over there.
Yeah.
Now you guys also are coming out with some beers for the winter. This is North Texas Beer Week, and you guys have a new beer that you're releasing pretty soon too, which is really cool. Tell me something about those beers that you have for the holidays.
Yeah, for sure. We have our Christmas ale, which we did have last year, but we're bringing it back this year. It is an Abbey Double, 8.2, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of cranberry, very smooth. It's not overspiced like a lot of seasonal beers tend to be, and that'll be out in 12-ounce 4-packs and some draft here and there. A very limited release though, and we have an oatmeal stout that we'll be releasing the beginning of December. Just a very easy drinking style. Like I said, we like the beers that you can have a couple of them.
Yeah.
And so our stout, we're really looking forward to that. I had it on nitro in our brewery a couple weeks ago, and it was on point. So really excited to get that here in Texas.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for
No problem.
talking with me. This is amazing. I'm a big fan of Upslope and had so many of your beers. So I can't wait to visit the brewery in Boulder.
Yeah, come out for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm going to grab one of your brown ales so I can have one. Cheers. I wish I had a beer, but I don't.
And I still love you.
Hey, Pedal and Pour, we are in historic downtown Denton, and we are talking to an awesome bartender from the Loophole named Ariel, who's going to give us a awesome look into this amazing bar. They've been around for over 14 years, and they have some incredible owners who choose some amazing beers. Tell us something about the bar. What your favorite thing about this bar is?
Probably be all the regulars. They're pretty much like a family. Everybody comes here almost every single day, and my coworkers are also really awesome. Everybody just gets along.
Yeah, so the bar's actually been around for 14 years, which is pretty amazing. It's kind of an establishment a little bit in the community. And you guys have 16 rotating taps that the owners actually handpick, which is awesome. So what do you think the Loophole is doing for the craft beer community in Denton?
It's giving people a lot of different options. We change them out probably 2-3 times a week, just giving people really as many options as you can have. I mean, not everything, but you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys do craft cocktails as well, which is really cool.
We sure do.
And you serve food here, so it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly want in a bar.
Very true.
Yeah. And so you guys are obviously in historic downtown Denton, but when can people find you? Like, what time is the place open, and like how long can people stay in this awesome bar?
We open at 11 a.m. every single day, and we're open until 2 a.m. every single day.
All right, well that's perfect. We're ready to go to the next location. Get on your bike, let's go.
'Cause I'm a fool in love, and I still love you. 'Cause I'm a fool in love, and I still love you.
Hey Beer Army, we are here at the historic Lucky Lou's. You guys have actually been here for an amazing amount of time. You
19 years.
Yeah, you guys were the first bar that offered craft beer in the city. Is that cool for you?
I think so. We're the original craft beer bar in Denton. It's pretty awesome to continue that legacy.
Now, you guys have a special club that you guys have for people that are regulars here. Tell me something about that, about the Around the World Club.
It's called Around the World. You drink 45 beers from different countries, different places in Texas, different places in the U.S. You get your name on a plaque, goes on the wall, and you get yourself a t-shirt.
Nice. I would love to get in that ring.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
For sure. Awesome. Now, I know Lucky Lou's has been around for a while, and I know you probably love managing this place, but what do you think makes Lucky Lou's so special to you?
Everybody loves a big sunny patio. We've got 33 craft beers on tap. We're kind of an intro to craft beer market for college kids. We're in a college district, and so a lot of these bars don't have the craft beer that kids are looking for these days.
Sure,
So people
absolutely.
like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is kind of a dive bar, but it's cool. I love it. It's got, you guys have bikes on the ceiling, which I think is appropriate for today, for
Awesome
Pedal
for
and
today.
Pour. And serve up some delicious beer.
Yes, we do.
If people want to find you guys, this amazing Lucky Lou's, this historic Lucky Lou's, it's been around for a while, serving Denton, where can they find you?
We're on Facebook and Instagram, and you can find us on historic Fry Street in Denton, Texas.
Well, it's so good to talk to you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And
Nice
I'm going to
to
go
meet you, too.
inside and try some of your beer.
Awesome.
See you inside. Hey Beer Army, we are here with Casey, who's an awesome beer rep from the amazing Four Corners. I love your beer.
Thank
you guys
you
are
so much.
located in the really cool area of Trinity Groves
Yeah, we sure are.
here in DFW. So we are drinking some amazing beers. I'm having the awesome Super B. Can you tell me about the two beers that you guys have here at Lucky Lou's?
Yeah, we've got what you're drinking. El Super B is a saison that we brew with locally sourced honey. Starts with actually our base recipe of Local Buzz, our flagship beer. And for that beer, we add twice the local honey. We also add a Belgian candy sugar. Both of those are fermentable, so it's going to boost the ABV up to 8%.
Wow.
And we use a French saison yeast, so it's going to bring out lots of citrus and spice. It's a great all-around beer.
Perfect.
We also have El Chingon, which is our IPA. It's an awesome IPA, not quite a double, but a little more than a single. We brew it with every single C hop out there: Cascade, Columbus, Centennial, Chinook, Citra. We dry hop it with Equinox hops, so you get tropical fruit on the nose. You get citrus and pine in it. It's an amazing beer.
It's big, bold, brash American hops that I love so much.
Exactly right.
So obviously, Four Corners is you guys have been around for a minute now.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 3-year anniversary actually this month.
That's exciting. Are you guys ready for that?
Oh, we're totally ready. Yeah, North Texas Beer Week, we're cranking up. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Well, you guys, I'm sure, are doing a lot for North Texas Beer Week.
We are. We're actually, so North Texas Beer Week is actually 10 days long, and we're gonna have 10 different beers, one different beer every single day. That's just a one-off on our pilot system.
No way.
Yeah.
How cool. And people can find those at the brewery?
Absolutely, at our tap house.
Okay, awesome. Now, tell me, you guys are obviously we're coming up to my favorite time of the year for beer. I love seasonal beers so much. Yeah. And you guys are actually doing a seasonal beer, which is really cool at Four Corners. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, we sure are. We just launched a beer called La Lechuza, which is a s'more stout. It's one that we brewed with graham cracker, cocoa nibs, cinnamon, and lactose sugar. It's crazy. It's like a campfire in a glass. It's really awesome. We also have one coming out here in just a couple of weeks called Celebracion. It's really our holiday season beer that we brew. It's a Belgian strong dark ale with fresh ginger.
Fresh ginger.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds so good. So if people want to check you guys out, if they want to go by Four Corners, where can they find you, and where can they snag a beer at the bar?
We're all around the Metroplex. You can find us at a lot of different spots. Our tap room's also open 7 days a week. You can come up and have a pint. We do free tours on Saturdays. We do one at noon and one at 1:30. Free tour, free samples of beer while you tour.
What could beat that?
No one can beat free beer.
No, you can't. Well, thanks, Casey, for my beer and definitely for the awesome interview. You're fantastic.
Thanks.
I love Four Corners. It's so good.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Come into my house, a picture squeal. Walk into the room, a wallpaper beat. Up jumped the devil when you came around. As soon as you leave, it go back in the ground.